Hey everybody, it's Shadowstar and Crystal here for another review of The Flash. This time it's episode 9, The Man in the Yellow Suit. We'll talk about him in a minute. Being a mid-season finale,
it's also a Christmas episode.
You don't have to steal my lines, but yes, it's another Christmas episode. Nothing really big, but we start a bit of a Christmas tradition in The Flash of them having dinner at, Joe and Iris's house and all that stuff. But that becomes a tradition. But other than that, there's not too much Christmassy stuff going on. But it's just nice to have a Christmas episode in the background.
Yeah.
But, since we're talking about them, we may as well talk about the downside of every episode in this season. Eddie and Iris both have their downsides, but Eddie, not so much.
Yeah. One thing I found interesting, when they exchanged presents, I think they were trying to show us that Barry knows Iris really well. But it also works against him because, yes, he does, which makes you think he's right for her, but then you realise she doesn't know him that well. She couldn't get a very thoughtful present, so clearly they're not evenly matched.
That's okay, they were never evenly matched.
Exactly.
But maybe she's just crap at giving gifts because she gave Eddie a shirt. So, there goes your theory.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with the premise. They're crap for each other.
Yeah, they're just
But
not a match.
Maybe that's just because she's crap in general.
Oh, God.
I mean, Eddie wasn't so bad, because although at first I thought, oh God, he's still going on about the Flash, but it gets better by the end, because he has a good end scene with Joe.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, I think this is, Eddie starts to turn around this episode, and especially next episode. But before we get into the really big part of this episode, we also continue on from last episode with the Man on Fire, which is Ronnie.
Yeah.
And Firestorm.
Yep, he said Firestorm.
He said Firestorm, he flew away. Obviously, if you're even decently familiar with the comics, you'll get excited, but if you're not, it's still a very exciting thing. Like I said, I like the fact that we're really building to stuff, and this time we go full force with it. Because, we kind of hint... I didn't realise that it just sneaks up on you. We hinted at it in the last episode, and then here it is.
Yeah.
He's fully in this episode, and we have some, we have some scenes of Caitlin being moody, but get used to it, because she's moody for, the first 3 seasons. But then, we get to see Ronnie, he can fly, he can shoot fire, and that's it. But I like where we're going with this.
Yeah, in the end, he only came to protect Caitlin, but then he said, don't look for me again.
Yeah, of course. But, obviously, okay, we've talked about Ronnie being exciting, we've talked about Iris being crap, so let's talk about, as the title implies, the Man in the Yellow Suit.
Yeah.
Who, obviously, you would have already known it if you saw the first episode, but, anyone who's vaguely familiar with Flash comics already knows who this is, but there's still much mystery with this person.
Yeah.
But, obviously, we get to meet the Yellow Speedster, and one thing I have not done in this review, or any of our reviews, which I really need to start doing, is complimenting the music soundtracks in these shows. I always love the soundtrack in these shows, but I suppose I better mention it now because I love the Reverse Flash theme. But yeah,
it's pretty good.
It's one of the best scenes, but obviously we get some really iconic scenes. First, we get iconic scenes with... We obviously get iconic scenes with Barry and the Man in the Yellow Suit going at each other. We get to see them fight, and, you obviously just get to set up that he's the villain. You get to set up that he really knows what he's doing, and he just can win any fight.
Yeah, he's just toying with him. He
Exactly.
knows he's way faster.
Exactly. It's just so fun to see. We finally get to see them confront each other, which I suppose is part of the course with a mid-season finale. You usually get to see the villains confront each other.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, the hero and the villain confront each other, but yeah, it's just so good seeing each other.
No, let's see 2 villains confront each other.
Oh, we will. But, it's just so good to see. It's just so fun watching them go at each other. Seeing the Speedster fight, it's obviously a bit odd to see, because usually you're either watching 2 things. You're either watching the lines go back and forwards, or they'll play it in slow motion, which is just people punching each other. But even still, it's just fun to see what will become iconic fight scenes for The Flash.
Yeah, definitely.
But then, speaking of iconic scenes, we have the scene where, they've got him in the supposed trap.
Yeah.
Which, you get to see where the police and Wells and Joe all get to confront him, and that becomes another iconic scene of this villain.
Yeah, he didn't really answer much questions. He focused on Wells and wanted to talk to him.
Yeah, pretty much. They ask him some questions, but he just focuses on Wells, and then he only lasts a few seconds before he just kills everyone.
Yeah, he beats up Wells and kills all the police except Eddie.
He doesn't kill Joe.
Right.
He could have killed Joe.
True.
But I suppose, the only thing left to say is, of course, the ending. Our, not cliffhanger, but our stinger with Wells. We can finally, it's amazing. Yeah, it only lasts 9 episodes, but we could stop biting our tongue because now the mystery of Wells is out of the bag.
No, he just has the suit.
Stole.
But yeah, it's him.
It's him. It's Wells, which only makes the mystery even more complicated.
Yeah, because they're gonna think it couldn't possibly be him because they got him in the trap.
And of course, and you see him beat up Wells.
Yeah, exactly that.
Exactly, but we finally have the scene where we learn Wells' big mystery, or at least most of it anyway. We learn that he's the villain all the time. He's the man in the yellow suit, which, makes all the foreshadowing we've seen in the previous episodes even more interesting because, we talk about Barry's mother and we talk about other things. So, yeah. But now, even though the heroes don't know, at least now we know. I mean, we've already been keeping our eyes on Wells, but now we can keep our eyes on him even more.
Yeah, and we can start thinking about, his reasoning behind why he does things like when he agreed to help solve the murder of somebody he murdered. Like, how can you help but not actually... Whatever.
Exactly, but he
has his ways.
Exactly, but like we said, I like the fact that, here's the thing, although I know sometimes you said you weren't quite sure about, you don't like it when the viewers are way ahead of the audience, but the benefit of that is, from a reviewing perspective, we don't have to bite our tongue as long. Because sure, it's a mystery in the show, but at least we don't have to be so suspicious of, let's not talk about Wells.
Yeah.
We can easily talk about Wells, thank goodness, because biting our tongue is just a pain. But
I've gotten used to it.
I know, but...
I had to hold it a
all
whole season.
All right, whatever, no one cares. But speaking of things, speaking of other Flash things, we do get introduced to Mercury Wells and Mercury, what the hell did I say? Mercury Labs and Christina McGee.
Yes.
Because she's another stunt casting, because she also was in the original Flash show.
Oh, I didn't know that
She
one.
also played Christina McGee in the original Flash show, and she was the love interest of that show.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's pretty much it. But apart from Iris, I can't really think of any negative points of this. Episode.
Yeah.
It's a mid-season finale. It's supposed to be big. Not finale big, but still big because, it's got to leave you something with hanging till the rest of the season. Because, as I said, mid-season finales usually have a break between...
And the interesting thing is that it's both a mid-season finale and a Christmas one. So they got to incorporate Christmas, but also keep it exciting and...
Well, all mid-season finales end up being Christmas episodes because, that's how they work, in case you're unfamiliar. You have the mid-season finale, usually in December or late November. Then you have a break, and the rest of the season doesn't continue till January. So it's the closest you can get to putting a Christmas episode.
Yeah.
And then, of course, since there's a break, you've got to have something to keep everyone excited and going. And, a mystery or a thing to keep you going until the rest of the season continues.
Yeah, so they're still talking about it.
Exactly. And, it's just a nice halfway point, even though it's not halfway, but it's close.
Yeah.
It really sets the stage for the second half. And like I said, the first 7 episodes were kind of slow and just average, beat the metahuman episodes. But I'd say, there is not a single bad episode from here to the rest of the season. I'm sure I might find one, but like I said, Season 1 is really good. And the second half of Season 1 especially ends up being really good. I know we've said, it's a bit slow so far, but it really picks up in the second half.
Yeah, I agree.
But with that being said, I'm
7.5.
Yeah, I was feeling an 8.5. It's still a really good episode with some very iconic scenes, but like I said, I've always got to leave room for a lot of bigger stuff for later episodes.
Yeah.
Not the finale per se, because honestly, Flash doesn't have as good finales as Arrow, but it has a lot of good other episodes, which we'll get into.
Yeah.
But with that being said, what is the name of the next Flash episode?
Revenge of the Rogues.
Well, we know who we'll probably be seeing next time.
Yeah.
But next time, we will join you for episode 10, Revenge of the Rogues. See you next time.